shit.
Man, what is up, YouTube gang? Alright, so basically we have a new video, new format, so you're gonna hear my voice more often and see my face more often. But basically we have a new video on the Bocek and why it is still relevant this coming season 12. Everybody's, they're playing around with the car SMG, they're playing around with the triple take because it came back into the loot pool, and everyone seems to have forgotten about the good old Bocek. So, we're going to go back into this. We're going to show some good clips on why this is the only gun in its category, or I should say the only weapon in its category, and why that's a great thing and why it makes it so underrated. And people, don't forget to like, comment what you like about the video, and subscribe because, we're always going to be coming up with new content. We should be posting once a week now. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoy the video. This is a good example of knowing the worth of your bow and knowing that you can change the entire tide of a fight, even if you're a 2v3. In this scenario, it's me and this guy, and my teammate had just logged out. So we're down a guy. But we know that the bow is excellent at dealing extremely high damage over a short period of time. Again, we know that the strength is mid-range. The second we have a mid-range situation, I'd say 250 meters to 300, you need to be pulling that bow out and just unloading shots at everything, because one headshot and you're changing the entire tide of the entire fight. Now we're a 2v2 and we can push up with confidence.
Charging up my shields. Let's go this way. We got company. Listen, safety's out, folks. Enemies here. Come on, compadre. Get up. Come on. Oscar, out in the chimney. Give me a second. Recharging shields. Reloading. Watch my back. Reloading. Taking fire. Need a medic.
Let's go, bitch. So that was that. We killed that team and we moved on. And I had to pick up the Kraber. So I dropped the bow and, felt like giving you guys some Kraber highlights. But yeah, season 12. The Bocek bow, it will be a viable and strong weapon, and I'll continue to show you guys why.
We've got company. Putting lead down range. Reloading. Yo, we should def check out that care package. Hey, we're going. Reloading. Reloading. Give me a sec. Over there. We've got company. Oscar Mike. Spotted.
Now moving on to the second scenario. So me and the homie, we land super hot, ill-advised. We down a couple of times, but we get back up. You know how it is. And we're able to get the Bocek. So from here on, the plan is to fight mid-range. There's a lot of teams here. There's about 5 teams that push us in total, and this is about our 3rd team deep. So we're pretty used to the conflict at this point. We're keeping it mid-range, knowing that that's the strength of the bow. I've been saying in season 12, the strength of the bow will be the mid-range game. People will not be able to fuck with you in the mid-range game with this weapon if you're using it right. As you're able to see, my teammate downs one, and I'm able to push the other one off, which will later come back and we kill, but that's for later on. For now, we have to troll this guy. That's the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen.
Reloading.
Bro, I'm shook. He came back. What the fuck?
We take along, dude. We take along before.
She's an idiot. She's a fucking moron. After we wiped that fight up, we're quickly progressed by another team. Now again, the bow lives in the mid-range. That's all it's good for. So naturally, we're going to keep them at bay. We're not going to let them push ground on us. We're going to hold them at bay and push ground on them. Again, hit those shots with the arrow, aim for headshots. And if you miss, just keep shooting. The fire rate is ridiculous for the damage that it gives. 54, same one. They're getting struck.
They're shooting at me.
87, crack. Down, push.
Let's go here. Down.
Over here. We're able to easily down this guy, and we push him. Classic textbook play, down and push, and we're able to kill his teammate as well.
Grenade.
Oh, they downed me. So 1v1, 1v1. He's getting smart now. He faked it. He totally faked that shit. Love it. Now we're getting toward the end of the game here. And again, this weapon can be used in many ways. Here you can see that we hit the fuse and then we're able to crack him soon after. From there, that's just the initiation of the fight. From there, he has to heal. And now we're able to push and use regular weapons. This bow can either be the finisher or the beginner to a fight. And this time we chose to make it begin the fight. And we push as hard as we can after cracking that fuse. Again, we're confident in our shots. Knowing that they're still healing, we just push on through and bulldoze through. And we're able to get it down and kind of surround the last player.
Charging on my shields.
Lasered, bro, when I tell you lasered. He's on top of rock.
Got some bad guys here.
Get the flight. I'm gonna start climbing. Man, I like that. Now, this is the last team we fight, and this is honestly a good example of tunnel vision. I'm trying to force myself to use this arrow, and I take major damage for it. Instead of that, I realized that, you know, this fight is too close. The bow only exists within that mid-range fight to, you know, be effective. So I switch off to the R301, and I try to do some dirt the other way, the old-fashioned way, if you may. And then that turns out to work. People often get angry with the bow because they're not hitting their shots at super close range or super long range. And you just have to understand that the bow is meant for mid-range. Here is another example of choosing your fights. Here we have bad angles, and I'm not really hitting my shots with the bow. I'm able to crack their cover, and from that advancement, I decide that after cracking all their cover, we should probably push, and that's exactly what my teammate does before I even tell them. What am I doing? Now, knowing that the bow is a mid-range only type of weapon, we put that away. We stop thinking about using it. We switch over to our primary and get to work. The other fight we run into is a third party that we find, and I'm able to quickly kill the Loba. She's in the middle of a fight and tries to run, and I get that sweet headshot on her. She goes down, and we immediately push the team that's losing in that initial fight. Instead of focusing the team that I just pinged, we immediately push to the other team that's already wounded, and we clean them up very fast. After we clean up, I decide I want to push the team that's behind us, but my teammates have different plans, and they want to push the team that's pushing from the water side. So we go ahead and do that. Now this turned out to be a good idea because we're able to take out the rats who would probably killed us at the end.
Ambush! There's another squad! Over here. Hostile, right here. Recharging my shields.
Now here's where you see I want to push back again, but these guys are a little hard-headed. They want to stay back there, so I say screw it. We're going to go the whole way and we're just going to try to keep them alive. And that's exactly what we do. I end up getting the revive because I have a good angle, and we end up fighting that other team to get the win over them.
Wait, let's go.
Crack them.
Recharging my shields. Thank you. Okay. Downed another one. Spotted. Double timing it. That was the whole squad. No.
Now, after completely annihilating that team, we push on to the same place that I wanted to rotate from in the beginning. And we realized that this team really is not that good because they're just kind of holding that ground instead of third-partying us. So we pull the bow out and get to work. We're able to get a big crack on Seer. Not Seer, I'm sorry. We get a big crack on Fusey, and then we push around to try to help our teammates get that rotation push. And keep in mind, when you notice I use this bow, it is mid-range only. This thing is only useful for mid-range. Once you start closing the gap, you have to switch over and get close. And my preference is the R301. Everybody has their own preference, but you need to have an automatic to rely on when you cannot use the bow. That's a big reason why people die with it. Let's go, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Man, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure you hit the comment button. Tell us what you enjoyed and tell us what you guys want to see. Make sure you hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you next week. And I hope you have a great day.